It's that time again. A new hero has arrived in Darkest AFK, and we here at Darkest Duo have got you covered. This time it's the absolutely stunning support class hero, Eliana. As always, we'll first go over her skills and then onto her star rating, which in our upcoming tier list is having a slight reshuffle to hopefully make it easier for you all to follow. The star rating system itself will remain the same, but we've decided to rename some of the categories to help newer players to get a better understanding of which heroes excel in which areas. The changes being, PvP will now change to heroes, and campaign will now change to monsters.
With that said, let's take a closer look at Eliana's skill set. Her ultimate is the Sphere of Focus. Eliana dives into concentration for 6 seconds, ceasing normal attacks. During the ability, she restores HP to all allies equal to 20% of her max HP per second and deals the same 20% of her max HP and damage to all opponents. While in concentration, Eliana is immune to negative effects, but each normal hit received reduces the healing and damage effectiveness by 2.5%. If effectiveness reaches 0%, her concentration ends prematurely. If the concentration is not interrupted before the duration ends, the healing and damage of the next ultimate will be increased by 20%. Upon a critical ultimate, this is improved and increases both healing and damage to 40% of Eliana's max HP per second for 6 seconds. However, the value of each hit received also reduces the effectiveness, up from 2.5% to 5%. If Eliana remains uninterrupted, she also deals an additional 200% damage to all opponents. Eliana's trigger skill is Echo of Inspiration. She grants a blessing to a random ally, increasing their trigger skill chance by 20% and boosting their attack by 50% for 5 seconds. Eliana's passive is the Seal of Eternity. Now this is an interesting skill that's introduced a whole new stat, Penetration. Initially called Piercing and will later be changed to Penetration. Currently all heroes have 0% penetration. The higher the penetration stat, the more likely the heroes can overcome enemy resistances, therefore giving them a better chance to apply their own negative effects, such as weakening and freezing. With that said, Eliana's passive skill, Seal of Eternity. All allies of Eliana and her pet gain 20% penetration until the end of battle. After Eliana's death, the attack of all allies increases by 20% and their penetration by another 10% for 10 seconds. With her Sacred Aura unlocked, this increases to 30% penetration at the start of the battle, and upon her death now increases the attack of all allies by 30% and penetration by another 20%, now to an increased 15 seconds.
Now, with her skill set covered, we'll move on to the star ratings. We have scored Eliana 4 stars in the monster category, with her ultimate skill healing all allies for 20% of Eliana's max HP and also dealing the same amount of damage to all opponents, which is able to stack if uninterrupted from the previous ultimate. You could very well see Eliana racking up some impressive healing and damage, especially paired with tanks whose ultimate skill has all enemies solely target them, such as Kondrat or Kujar. 3 stars against the raid bosses, where she could potentially fit into some raid boss teams, due to not only being able to heal the allies whilst damaging the bosses, but potentially with her trigger and passive skills improves many raid boss teams' output, which against the likes of the dragons is always welcomed. We feel this rating could go either way, up or down, depending on her effectiveness, which will need further testing. We have rated Eliana another 4 stars against the heroes of Darkest AFK. Eliana is potentially a great healer who deals some incredible damage whilst also boosting her allies with her passive and trigger skill. She fits into many already established teams and builds and just adds so much to them. But like any healer in the game, it's hard countered by an enemy otter. Overall, Eliana is rated 11 stars. We hope you enjoyed this review. From us at the Darkest Duo, see you next time.